You know, I'm on fucking Frank Ocean timing right now. If you know, you know. But it's all right. We have FOMC here. So meanwhile, while we wait for the website, we could, maybe make some money if we have some trades today. All right. So let's go ahead and send the Zoom link. Honestly, I haven't left my desk since. I've been working nonstop since. So bear with me, chat. I need some coffee during today's stream, and I hope Wix comes along because I need somebody to sort of come in as well, because I am gonna be exhausted if I gotta talk by myself the whole entire stream. So hopefully, we got some people that comes back. Let me ask Wix. Yo, Wixie, are you coming to the streams? I need a for those that don't know, who are unaware, please, if you don't know what the hell FOMC is, just sit here and watch and see what happens for FOMC. Again, from my end, to be honest, there's not really much I could do for FOMC, but after FOMC, in between 2 to 3 to 4, and then 2 to 4, it should be very volatile, and we should have some potential positions. All right. So just like any news event, we'll treat the same way. Nothing does or nothing will change. All right, chat. But do I need to do analysis? You guys know what I'm doing? Well, not really, to be honest. Let me do that analysis. All right, quick analysis, right? Because we already went through all this already in the morning session here, but so this is pretty interesting. I have no idea. I'm coming to your trust for the first time here since the morning, so I need to play some music though. Hold on, I gotta play some music. No, not fear of missing out. FOMC is not fear of missing out. It's Federal Reserve interest rates. They're gonna keep the same rates likely, I'm pretty sure this time. All right. I had some sushi here earlier today, so that was good. I'm a little energized from sushi. The last thing you want to do is have like some greasy food right before FOMC. Sushi is lovely. No food coma, nothing. All right, so let's see. Raw fish, hell yeah. What did we say this morning? Raw fish and some shit that splash. Yeah, chat. So we have the daily today, right? And the daily did come all the way up until 1961, and 1961 is a pretty decent level, I'll say. There is some type of resistance here that's being formed. So if you look at price right here, there's some resistance being formed there, and that's where price happened to reject off of. And if that is your resistance, any given point, what can happen is you can still flip bearish, and if you flip bearish, you can come down to fill this range here, right? Because you have a range right now from 1960, 1970, coming down towards 1920. Now, obviously with FOMC, if numbers do, or if price does react to the market and it comes down, then you're going to start to see price continue down towards 1920. So that's all I'm saying. Like, if numbers were, if we were to push down today, and numbers and FOMC comes up with a 100 to 200 pip push, and we're not able to be part of it, that's completely fine. Because what is 200 pips, 100 pips compared to the range coming down to 1920? That's like a 350 pip range basically, right? So if all that range coming down, I wouldn't stress if I'm not able to catch a piece of FOMC, because I understand that if that bias today was truly bearish, you're going to continue to drive further down, right? And let's say the bias isn't bearish today. Let's say the bias, for some reason, news comes out, numbers come out, the market reacts to it, and it goes up, right? So if price were to go up, you can then go back to the weekly and say, all right, well, that was a nice weekly bottom wick. Maybe we can reflip and continue to drive back up to retest the highs now, because the weekly, yes, it's still below this range here, But overall, any given point, it can still break the highs since it is a bullish candle close, right? And with that being said, it can still continue to drive up to retest the highs. If price were to do that, then you'll see price continue to drive up like this, right? But you see how like we don't have to be in a situation right now where we got to predict and guess where price is going to go, because I can care less where price is going to go, right? I can care less if news comes out and it drives 300 pips in front of my face and I catch nothing, right? High chance that will happen though, right? But the thing is, like, even if it were to drive up, your next target is 1990. So if it were to drive up and it were to push 200 pips, you still got ranges from 1960 to 1990. And if we were to go back down, you got range coming down towards 1920, right? So don't stress too much about FOMC and don't stress about being a hero today, because you try to be a hero today, might be a villain another day, right? But focus on coming in second place. Let the markets come in first. You're never gonna beat the markets, right? And that's how we roll. So numbers gonna come out how they want to come out. And now, knowing that there's only two directions to drive, 1990 or 1920, you can start putting pieces together and start plotting for what you're gonna take, right? This is when logic comes in. We're not moving off emotions, we're moving off of technical analysis and logic. So now, all we gotta do really is break it down from the higher time frame down to the smaller time to see what's gonna be coming up next for us. So in this case, let's drop down to daily. So think about it. If the daily were to flip bearish today, right? How are you gonna flip bearish? You're like gonna flip bearish like this. If you flip bearish at 1943. So 1943 is a pretty decent level. All right. So let's just mark that up and let's see how we can get sells below 1943. So it's gonna be interesting, but I'll say obviously, like, I would prefer we can get sells anywhere below these ranges here, right? Below 1951, because I believe below 1951 you're gonna mirror that whole entire range coming down towards 19. Sorry, I burp. Excuse me. Below 1951, you got range coming down towards 1947 and 1946. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have sells below 1951, but I believe if numbers were to come, or if the market were to react to news and it comes down for gold, it's gonna drive straight past 1946, right? So we probably won't be able to catch this. But if you understand that the day flip is at 1943, then you can probably grab a piece for sells below 1942, or you can grab a piece below 1940, right? Below 1940, again, the daily shows what? If you were to flip bearish, where's your target? 1920. So you still have a 200 pip range below 1940. Now, all you gotta do really is come down to a smaller time frame, look for your support and resistance, and see where you can take price coming down. In this case, below 1939, you have clean range and clean traffic until... This is a free copyright. This is a pretty decent copyright free song, not gonna lie. But yeah, below 1939, you got range coming down towards 1932. That range coming down is like 60, 70 pips. So it's not bad, right? Sells below there is lovely, perfect, right? Obviously, you'll need structure to come down by then, if that were to be the case, but I'm pretty sure you have that structure. However, if price doesn't drive down past these levels, and obviously you can start to anticipate sells below like 1950, right? Because below 1950, you'll have clean traffic and clean range to drive further down. And that's when you'll likely fill the ranges at 46 and then 42. And then you can just take advantage of this range here coming down to fill these levels here, right? But that would work perfectly well with the daily either way, because this will lead to the day you flip, I'm pretty sure, if that were to be the case, right? Because if you're already rejecting and price were to come close below 49, there's a higher chance you'll have clean traffic to 46. Where's 46? Right here. You're near 43. 43 is just right below here, and then obviously 43 is a flip, and then you continue to drive further down. That's the sell situation today, right? Pretty straightforward. I'm just gonna put this as this, like, sells below here, closures, that'll be great. Let's see. Yeah, those are our sell levels. As for buys are pretty straightforward as well. I mean, buys are going to be above probably 1961. Same levels we had this morning. I believe if you were to close above that area there, above 61.15, there's a high chance you can likely drive up to retest the highs, and that will take you up towards 1969. Again, anything above 1969, you'll probably have clean traffic to drive further up towards like 1990, because then the weekly will then flip bullish, right? And if the weekly flips bullish, there's a high chance you're going to drive up to fill the top of our next range, which is going to be likely 1990, right, which is this area to the left here. Because overall, like I said earlier, if you guys watch the morning analysis, this is your range here, right? So if we flip, you're gonna likely drive up and retest that area, obviously. Overall, we'll still be in our weekly range. Now, that's what I got for buys. So anything above like 69, perfect for buys to drive further up. But whatever's in this range right now, chat, whatever's in this range is irrelevant, right? I can't really do much about this range here. We sort of just gotta sit here and watch how numbers come out in about 4 minutes here. And then once numbers come out and things settle down, if you don't drive, then you'll have ranges. If you do drive, then you might gotta wait until like 3:30 for things to set up and for news to settle down a little bit. But yeah, like again, like there's nothing to really miss out on for news. There's only two things that can happen. So just say it now. You're gonna miss the move if you're not treating buys to sell stops. Like this is gonna happen, or you're gonna push back up and drive up. There's only two things that can happen, right? But either way, it's none of our business until we get what we wanted to form, which is those, you know, positions that we just drew out for our potential buys and sells. There's a possibility. I usually would be in a situation where I would say like, okay, well, for news, let's say numbers come out, we'll get a top wick and we flip and we drive. But in this case, I don't really see anything that's valid for that situation here, really. If the 4 candle close, like, you know, like let's say the 4 candle close like bearish but respecting support, and then you reflip and you break the highs, maybe, right? Because then what you might see is you might see something like this form. So like if numbers were to come out positive for $1, let's say, and gold tends to drive down the first minute or two of the FOMC, and then all of a sudden it flips bullish, that could be our buy stop. But in this case, like this is a pretty, like you close kind of below these areas here, so it's a little tough for me to take positions off of. So we sort of just gotta wait for numbers to come out here, and then see how price sets up, and then we'll get positions at around like, you know, 233 probably is the case. Cool. Straightforward, chat. If you don't know what FOMC is, I'll suggest you just sit here and watch. You know, but what we're not gonna gamble. You know, if you're gonna gamble news today, go ahead. You know, nothing is wrong with that as long as that's your plan. So no one can say shit to you as long as that's what you've been doing. That's cool. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. But me, I'm gonna be boring today. You know, I'm gonna be a little boring today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna sit here, wait for numbers, and then catch the boring piece after. Won't be as exciting, but we'll get the job done. And as long as it gets the job done, you know, that's all that matters. Oh shit. Yes. Woo. Woo. Thank you. Wix is here. All right, yo, catch you later. Yes. Wix is here.
What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Time for another shameless Asian session plug. We'll be here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 hours from now.
Ooh.
Just in case we forget to get it in later.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Hello. 6, 5, 4.
Be there.
2.
The most consistent
1.
Asian session stream out there.
FOMC. Oh.
No fencing.
Okay.
Funny you should ask though. I just finished up water polo. My hair is fucking. Where is it? Where's my hair? Where's my hair? It's fucking soaked. You guys want to see this? Look.
We can't even see.
Tell. Oh.
Dude, you're talking about your hair. People just blew their accounts just now on these sell stops.
My hair. So this shit's gonna be getting dry for the next 8 hours. Just...
What'd you guys do, chat? This thing wasn't that bad. I mean, it was a push down for 80 pips.
Let's not pay attention to what's going on the charts here. Hold on. We're trying to avoid this moment. You know that you should start this stream, FOMC, at 2:05. Just to To get all this shit out the way.
It's 2:30, bro. Why the hell is it freaking out now? Because you have numbers that come out now, and then FOMC or the speech is at 2:30, right? So yeah, no, I didn't do anything here. Others are all going nuts. Yeah, I mean, it might continue to drop down here. This would be dope if it does. I mean, that was a sample size play though. If it wasn't for news, these below here probably.
Fucking things on my keyboard.
Yeah, it's on my keyboard too, bro. It's just driving down my keyboard. Look. I think the daily candle has flipping bearish here now. If the day is flipping bearish, did they keep the same rates? Yeah, right. They kept the same rates. So two things can happen today.
Done for the year.
I think it comes down, chat, today. It comes down to what Jerome says later on at 2:30 on his speech, because that's gonna be key now on what they're gonna do next. Are they gonna continue to increase rates, or are they gonna drop rates the next coming months now? And Jerome probably hint that in the next speech. I think around 2:20 to 2:25 they'll release the speech beforehand, and then we can read that and see what's gonna happen. But really, 3 p.m. is looking like your positions here. Wait, so you know how sell stops?
Well, if you drop down to the monthly, right? If you drop up to the monthly, I actually had a position at 2065.75, 2066.75.
Wow, you are insane. How are you so talented, man? You might see a continuation here, Chad, just down towards 39. Possibility. Because the day you flips here, right? And like I said, the day you flip here, the thing is, like, the speech can just retrace the whole entire move back up. But if we do stay bearish today, you're looking at next target to be 1920. 1920 next target, probably. Which is interesting. Interesting. Because you're in this range now.
Below everything I had marked up. If we can kindly get back up there.
If the weekly can break the lows, because the monthly is re-breaking lows now, the weekly is re-breaking lows now. So
yeah, I don't think this is a liquidity grab.
let's see. We have a 5 closure in about a minute here. I mean, there's potential we get a trade at 10, or it's my bad, 210, but
not with these stops.
yeah, not these stops. You guys got money? You guys made percentages? Congrats.
I got these percentages, yo.
$4.5K profit on US30. Jeez, clap it up for Ant Y. Ant Y at the 4.5K locked in on US30.
Who's that?
The GOAT. You don't know Ant Y?
Oh, Ant Y. I thought you meant Ant I. Yeah, Ant Y is the go. Yeah.
Mad liquidity grab shoot up, Don. Possibility. One kiss, one flip is all it takes. Possibilities.
Possibility.
The good thing about news is just sit back, kick back, wait for numbers, and just enjoy the volume afterwards while trading price action. Like, that's the beauty behind the way we trade. We just kind of kick back during these moments. Like, what's your heart rate right now, chat? Like, it should be nowhere above 20.
Nah, they ain't heart rating. Not about that heart rate life.
No, I just ate 100 milligrams of edibles and have a speech in 25 minutes to our advance. This one's gonna be a
Is that JP?
That's JP.
God bless my money, brother.
I made 2.3%, 2.38% on a morning swing. Jeez. Congrats, man. onto the website. Oh, I said it this morning. It should drop while I'm on stream sometime, like in the next 20-30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. 1920. Can we get sells coming down towards 1920? Yeah, it looks like the dailies just continue driving here, like the 4 to 1. If it can break below 30 and 38, then you're gone down towards 32 and then so forth. Wow. What do you have tomorrow? Do you have some shit tomorrow? You got tomorrow. You have core retail sales.
Yeah.
Oh man, unemployment claims.
If you look at 8 p.m. on YouTube, it's gonna be a live Asian session stream. I mean, that's about the only news I saw.
I just made enough to fill 1 gallon in my gas tank. Jeez! Yo, man, with the W. Congrats. Why did gold drop when they pause hikes? I don't know. Price action stated that we're gonna flip bearish on the weekly. I have no idea. Daily flip though, I can tell you that. That was just if you weren't looking at fundamentals today, all you gotta look at is the price action. You did create a top wick and you did flip, right? And with that being said, since we're in this range here, when Jerome turns the speech on later, you might just drive down towards 1920, 1916. It's Jerome in the house.
Some KFC.
Watch your mouth.
Nice. Yeah, FOMC paid for his KFC. Nice. There's nothing unusual about this stream. We always stream 2 p.m. for FOMC.
It really comes down to what the speech, like what happens during the speech later on, because Jerome's gonna say whatever. And I can either push the dollar stronger or can push the dollar weaker. Obviously, it pushes the dollar stronger, then we're gonna continue to drop down. All right, and that will all come at 2:33. That speech is gonna last at least 30 minutes to an hour. 30 minutes of just talking, and then or 15 minutes talking, and 15 minutes of just like questions. But 3 p.m. things should settle down, and that should be your push. So don't get FOMO. Like I said, this is something that we expected. We already drew that was gonna go down. We already drew that was gonna go up for news. We said how it's gonna move 100 pips, and we're not gonna be part of it. But the after move is what we're looking for. So this is all said and done already. This isn't anything new or anything too much. You shouldn't be surprised, shocked here. This should just be normal for you, right? It's just you're just printing more accounts for more information for later on. Like how much was this push? This was like 200 pips, right? 130 pips.
Easy clap. Yo, when am I getting these damn never mind. The red pads.
I don't know.
I need to go check if
they should come to your crib.
Do I need to go check if they're there?
No, they're not there yet. I don't think so.
Alright. By the time I get there, I mean,
Rat pads.
it's just gonna be out everywhere.
Wait, what was that lunch? Hey, chat. It's gonna be coming
It's
when I'm on
open.
stream. Almost. My guy just said it's almost done. So in the next I don't know. I'm pretty sure the next 20-30 minutes it should drop. It should drop live on stream for us.
At 1 p.m. I knew it.
1 p.m. PST. Duh.
Duh. This guy's pulling a Kanye. He's just gonna have everyone sitting there waiting, cancel it, reschedule the launch for next FOMC.
Someone out there right now.
Here.
Did you know someone out there right now is like, yo, Don, this is at one point it said this is a double bottom. And then now they're saying this is a quadruple bottom. There's 5 bottoms here. 1,
Quintuple
2,
top.
3, 4, 5. Yo, this is the one. This is the one that's gonna drive.
Nah, if this shit don't hit 6, ain't going nowhere. It needs 6 bottoms and 9 tops. How do we have more tops than bottoms right now? Should be even, shouldn't it?
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm about to go get ice cream.
Can gold keep going down at 230 speech?
What is this 5
Possibly,
minute? Yo,
or
what is this 5 minute? We just broke the previous 5 high. If it flips here.
Yeah, but what do you thought it was gonna be?
This 5 minute high? What you mean?
The speech is gonna be very volatile, chat. It's gonna be double the move, I'm pretty sure, that we had for FOMC. You should see another push like this times 2 for 230 to 3 for 4.
If this flips. I had a level here at 44.3, right?
I got a level. I mean, these levels for me are just like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna redo them. They're pretty much irrelevant because this giant candle here. So I didn't really put that much effort towards finding my levels today. I'm gonna figure it out at 230 or once we settle down a little bit here.
L streamer.
I mean, we knew we was not fly through, right? There was no point of having this level set.
L guru.
You make an app? Yeah, but not yet. The app is not come yet. Guys, why would you buys? Nobody is buying. Guys, Daniel, Josh, nobody is buying. Nobody is selling. Mans are just here waiting for price to calm down at 230, 3, and then we will catch the crumbs afterwards. So we're not going to catch the whole entire piece. We're going to catch the leftovers, the crumbs that the market left us. That's what we catch every day. We're we are just, you know, we're just rats in the market. Just catch the bits and pieces and on to the next. Guys, I just got FOMO and made a mistake. What mistake did you make? The mistake was the moment you had FOMO. Why did you have FOMO? What's there to have FOMO over?
No more FOMO.
You know, what's there to have FOMO over? It's just 100 pips that will move again tomorrow. Like, look, go into 1 minute, zoom in extra close, and look at this chart. What's there really to have FOMO over now?
Oh, yeah. I don't think no more FOMO will work on the 1 minute chart, but all right. Are you a rat in the market? No, I'm more of a gorilla.
Are you gonna watch FOMC? Yeah, but to be honest, like, if I wasn't on stream, I wouldn't watch it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with watching it. Like, obviously, watching it will basically make you a professional, because you gotta keep up to date, right? But realistically, if I wasn't on stream, I'll just follow price action at 3 o'clock. That's typically what I'll do. Because we trade price action, right? We trade technical analysis. which doesn't mean we don't account for fundamentals. We definitely do. But the thing about fundamentals is that it will shift the markets and then we'll hop on a wave anyways, right? If the fundamentals show that we're going to drive down, then we drive down. We take sells coming down with price action, right? That's all that we really do. But for us to like, you know, just watch it and just be like, okay, well, since he said this, I'm gonna just do this now. Like, that's not how we trade. And we're not gonna start today, obviously, right? Nothing we can do here for our next 15 minutes here, right? Look at my top right. It says no buy sells, no stop sells. Position likely to come at 2:45, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. So I can't do anything here. Can't really do much here for some time.
Interesting.
To close below probably, if we can hold this resistance at 1946 at 230, and then 230 makes the top wick, preferably for the previous 5, then, or for the previous ranges, that'd be perfect. You tap like 52, then we'll have self stops. But yeah, I was looking at this because like the 5 closed bearish resistance, right? So I was looking to come down to retest the lows, but unfortunately the 5 here closed back above these ranges here. So with that being said, there's nothing I can do here. No buys, no sells until probably 230. Cool. How big are spreads? Right now it's 1.5 pips on gold, 1.10 or 1.0, 0.7, 0.9. FOMO website launch in the next 15 to 30 minutes. I got you. My team's working on it. It's coming. It's coming, I swear. Today is the day where it comes. It's like waiting for an elbow and drop, I know. Blueberry is awesome. I know. They are. And then we have lower spreads. Yeah, you just gotta find a better broker. That's it. Gotta find a better broker, or make sure with your broker that you have what do you call raw spreads. So you want to go in there raw.
What?
Yeah, make sure you have raw spreads because you have the tightest raw spreads ever. That's what you want.
What?
The tightest raw spreads ever. Those are the best spreads, right? Let's see here. We can close above here. We'll have range till there. GG's pretty interesting today. Jesus is finally moving after the morning. Take your advice. Word. Is 0.8 pips with $7 per last per standard. Yeah, that's pretty standard. That's how big my raw spreads are. $7 per lot, pretty decent.
Oh, did you see?
7-inch per lot, huh?
What?
Say what? See what? The website?
7 inches per lot? What?
What are you gonna say?
I'm just gonna text you.
Let's see, it's 5-second closing, about 2 minutes here. Yeah. Third-minute close. Let's see, how did the 3rd-minute close last time it broke into the ranges? So from here on, you have this up here. You then had this over here.
Yo, I just texted you. Check phone number 16.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna hit you up later. I'm a little confused. I hear slippage is bad tight spreads. Sometimes you need to manually help with the slippage. Yeah, I mean, slippage you can't really avoid, to be honest. It's just part of being a retail trader. Unless you trade the banks, right? Because obviously when you trade the banks, all of a sudden you have these special spreads. No, but yeah, it's just part of trading. We can't really control slippage, to be honest. Part of being a retail trader for us, right? I mean, yeah, we can't really do much about that. $4.4? $4.4 what?
Right. Oh, we got the WAP.
That's what did I say, chat? Yeah, no, I know. 44 points is 4 pips. What are you guys saying? Did I say something? Did I confuse somebody? Oh, my spreads? My spreads are 1.2 right now. 1.2 pips. Oh, you're talking about some guy. Yeah, people always get confused. Like, yo, this right here, chat, it's in points. It's not in pips, right? So when you have like let's say 10 points, 10 points is just 1 pip. Every 10 points is 1 pip. So 4 points is 4 pips. I'd rather pay double for spreads than have smaller my bad. I'd rather pay more for commission and have smaller spreads. I can care less about commissions. because spreads makes me more money long term because it gives me more precise entries and less chance to hit BEs on positions. Gotta control service with deviation. What does that mean? I don't know what that is. Are you gonna trade got back? No, I'm in no trades right now. I don't think Wix is gonna trade out there. We're just sort of waiting for 2:30 here to come in. 2:30 here in 4 minutes here. I can pull up the speech for you guys, but to be honest, like, I mean, I can pull it up just for you guys. Where's your suit, Wix?
What?
Where's your suit and tie?
But I just finished playing water polo. I'm barely. You lucky I had a green shirt. My shirt's soaked in the back from my hair.
That's a t-shirt. That's not the long sleeve that we usually see.
No, this is the.
I've never seen a
What's it say,
t-shirt
man?
before, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All right, tank top or a long sleeve.
What's it say right there? This is the only kind of trades we take. What's
High
that say?
quality. Jeez. Yes, sir. You know the vibes.
It must say something else too, but I ain't gonna even. Oh, it says Merca.
Hey, you have you see this 5 right now, guys? This 5 has been respecting this zone here for the last 3-4 candles here, right? All been respecting, and then now you have a 30-minute closure. Now I'm trying to see, because the things you gotta look out for here is the 30-minute candle top wick, right? So if this is 5 is respecting this resistance at 46, and you have a 30-minute closure here in about a minute and a half, if we get a top wick, can we take sellers coming down with the 5? High possibility, right? Because then it looks something like this, where it depends on where it closes, but you'll get a top wick. That top will likely tap like 1950, 1948, and then you flip bearish. That bearish candle flip will also be a 5-minute flip as well, or 5-minute closure back respecting resistance. You then could just take the onion play coming down to retest the lows after, coming down to fill 1938. So that's not bad. And that, I think that will also break the that'll also break the 50-minute highs too, because if you create a top wick somewhere up here, right, that'll be the 50-minute break of the highs, that'll be the 30-minute top wick, and that'll be the 5 coming up but still respecting 1946. That'll just be a liquidity grab for us to drop down towards 32. So we could get positions here in about 5-10 minutes here. Yeah, that'll be elite. Website dropped? How do you guys know the website dropped? Hold on.
We don't even know the website.
Hold on. How do you know the website dropped? I didn't know the website dropped myself. No, it didn't drop yet.
You see, it's behind schedule.
What time are we dropping? What time are we dropping it? Let me ask my manager.
He about to be like, oh, you meant today? Nah, I meant 6/14/24. Nah, you meant today. Nah. That's how this conversation is gonna go right now. Trust me.
Doji.
I thought you meant Christmas at 6:14 p.m. 6:14 p.m. on Christmas. Not 6/14/23. Nah.
Let's see what he says. Imagine. Hey, chat top wick here, tapping like 49. I'll have sell stopped on the flip. Honest everybody, I want to see the 49 get tapped there. So just because that's the most recent area that price when you should tap before it drives down for a top wick, right? That's the most recent resistance you have. So if you can come up tap 39, we'll have sell on the breakout lows at 44 or 45, and then we'll take price coming down towards 32 and 38. But you need to see this level get tapped first before I can really do anything. And this will be the drive.
The what you're saying is we need to break the highs
On the 15.
and then, yeah, before we break the lows and have a sell stop.
And then the 5 minute will be a range one fake out back into their range, and the 3rd minute will be a flip. Jerome is speaking right now in the chat. Let me put this on for you guys, and let me grab some water.
Price stability is the responsibility of the Federal Reserve. Without price stability, the economy doesn't work for anyone.
Without price stability, the economy doesn't work for anybody.
Sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all. Since early last year, the FOMC has significantly tightened the stance of monetary policy. We have raised our policy interest rate by 5 percentage points.
All right,
Yo,
We've
talk to
continued to
Jerome.
reduce our securities holdings.
Drink
at a
every
brisk
time. Take a
pace.
shot every time he says the word policy.
We've covered a lot of ground, and the full effects of our tightening have yet to be felt.
Tightening.
In light of how
growth
far
spurts.
we've come in tightening policy, the uncertain lags with
Policy.
which monetary
Take a
policy
shot.
affects the economy,
Policy.
and
Take another
potential
shot.
headwinds from credit tightening, today we decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged
Another shot.
and to continue to reduce our securities holdings. Looking ahead, nearly all committee participants view it as likely that some further rate increases will be appropriate this year to bring inflation down to 2% over time. And I will have more to say about monetary policy after briefly reviewing
We're 5
economic
shots in at this
developments.
point.
The U.S. economy slowed significantly last year, and recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand at a modest pace. Although growth in consumer spending has picked up this year, activity in the housing sector remains weak, largely reflecting higher mortgage rates. Higher interest rates and slower output growth also appear to be weighing on business fixed investment. Committee participants generally expect subdued growth to continue. In our summary of economic projections, the median projection has real GDP growth at 1.0% this year and 1.1% next year, well below the median estimate of the longer-run normal growth rate. The labor market remains very tight. Over the past 3 months, payroll job gains averaged a robust 283,000 jobs per month. The unemployment rate moved up but remained low in May at 3.7%. There are some signs that supply and demand in the labor market are coming into better balance. The labor force participation rate has moved up in recent months, particularly for individuals aged 25 to 54 years. Nominal wage growth has shown signs of easing, and job vacancies have declined so far this year. While the jobs to workers gap has declined, labor demand still substantially exceeds the supply of available workers. FOMC participants expect supply and demand conditions in the labor market to come into better balance over time, easing upward pressures on inflation.
All right, this fucking guy.
The median
Shameless
unemployment rate
Asian
projection in the
session
S&P rises to
number
4.1% at the end of this year
of the
and
this session.
4.5% at the end of next year.
It's
Inflation remains
6
well
shots
above
in.
our longer-run 2%
I think we're good with a
goal.
plug here. 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be
Over the
back for
12
Asian
months
session.
ending in April, total PCE prices rose 4.4%, excluding the volatile food and energy categories. Core PCE prices rose 4.7%. In May, the 12-month change in the Consumer Price Index came in at 4%, and the change in the core CPI was 5.3%. Inflation has moderated somewhat since the middle of last year. Nonetheless, inflation pressures continue to run high, and the process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go. The median projection in the SEP for total PCE inflation is 3.2% this year, 2.5% next year, and 2.1% in 2025. Core PCE inflation, which excludes volatile and food and energy prices, is projected to run higher
How's your convo,
than
Jerome?
total inflation, and the median projection has
We're
been
6 shots
revised
in right
in the
now.
SEP up to 3.9% this year. Despite elevated inflation, longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households,
What's
businesses,
inflation?
and forecasters, as well as measures from financial markets.
We keep talking about being
The Fed's
inflation.
monetary
What's
policy
inflation?
actions are
Where's
guided
it keep
by
going?
our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American
Hey,
people.
Green's in the house.
My colleagues
Agree,
and
what
I
up?
are acutely aware that high inflation imposes hardship as it erodes purchasing
Let's see what this
power,
count does.
especially
Taking at
for
one
those
point,
least
chat.
able to meet
Not
the higher
taking, but like
costs
at
of
one point,
essentials
all these
like
candles here
food,
were bullish
housing,
too.
and
So let's see what
transportation.
this count does. Can it close
We are
bullish or
highly
is this the
attentive
top
to the
wick?
risks that high inflation poses to
If
both
we tap
sides
the
of our
49 here,
mandate,
chat, I'll have a sell
and we are
stop by
strongly committed to
1944.
returning
Okay.
inflation to
Hold
our
on,
2%
hold on. I gotta wait on
objective.
myself stocks.
I have a sell stop at
As I noted
1944
earlier,
or
since early
below
last year,
43.
We've raised our
in those
policy
zones
rate
there.
by 5
Let's guys
percentage
on white
points.
exactly, but this is not bad.
We have been seeing the
So there you
effects
go.
of our
15 broke
policy
the highs
tightening
there,
on
perfect.
demand in the most
30
interest
minute has created a top
rate-sensitive
wick. I
sectors of
believe
the
if you
economy,
reflip here,
especially housing and
you
investment.
should make your way down to
It will
retest the
take
lows
time,
here.
however,
So
for the full effects of monetary restraint to
we
be
can have a
realized,
sell stop here,
especially
chat.
on
Sell
inflation.
stop at the, what was it again? My
The
bad.
economy is facing headwinds from tighter
1944,
credit
62.
conditions for households and businesses, which are likely to weigh on economic activity, hiring, and inflation. The extent
Yeah, check. I have a sell stop here. Sell stop at 1944.682. On BlueberryMarkets, that is gonna be 1944.40. I believe you flip on a 30-minute account here after grab liquidity. You should continue to drive down. If it does not drive down, then obviously we delete, right? But it has to flip for us to be valid here. So until it actually closes one bullish on the 5, I won't delete yet. I still have sell stops here, okay? Because it can still drive up, right? But that's why we got sell stop, and we're not market executing, right? So this thing broke all the highs. If it were to flip, this is how the account is gonna look right at this point. So just a visual, just how it's gonna look if it does flip, and then you see a drive down, right? We need liquidity, and that's your liquidity wick right there. So let's see what happens here.
Yo, how you can just mute him? It was like music to my ears. Call him Monotone J.
Okay, cool. Things are set. Yeah, I have it on the current breakout low, third minute flip. I don't have it on the re-break. I was thinking that if you were to flip here after creating all of this, you just continue to drive, right? It
This is
won't.
the current
won't be
break at a 5.
Yeah, the current 5 low, yeah, basically. If this 5-minute candle in a minute and a half here closes above though, I'll delete. And I'd rather wait for like a 5-minute closure below 1944 then. But if this 5-minute candle closes below, 46 here, and it's still respecting this resistance here, then at that point, I'll let it rock. But until then, let's see what happens in the next minute and 16 seconds. But look, this is exactly what I wanted to do. Right, top wick, tap 30, that tap 50 levels looking left. So if it does reflip, then we can't hesitate on our positions. Buys for me though, chat, would be probably above, because look, if this is the 4-hour flip, right? I mean, buys could be anywhere above I'll say 1955, or anywhere above 19, I got buys above 19, I think it was 61 or something from the morning. 1960.
1960.7.
Yeah, right there. So like that's my buys, right? I'm not taking buys here. That's not my position to take. Anything in this range here is irrelevant to me.
You could
Anything
still
below
reject
here
anywhere within there.
sells. Anything above here buys, right? Yeah, you can still reject there too. It could still be a range one fake out back into the area. That's the thing though.
Sure.
If it were to close above in about 18 seconds here, we'll delete the sell stops. And then we'll wait for just a closure below, because now we need a closure below this range to indicate that we are breaking back into the range. And then that'll be your range one fake out. Might be deleting here though. Not gonna lie to you guys.
5 respect this? No.
Nah, I close. Yeah, deleting sell stops here, guys, because now deleting sell stops, but we may look for more once it closes though. Okay, so hang on, day's not done yet, nothing has happened, no one should be activated, but it was never valid, right, unless it flipped. So that's why we're deleting now. So now we need a closure below 55. So let's just go ahead and move this line towards here and say, okay, cool, sells would be great below here, 1943, to drive further down. But you need a closure. It will be a later entry though if that were to be the case, but all right, here's your own
standards. Then last December, after 4 consecutive 75 basis point hikes, we moderated to a pace of 50 basis point hike, and then this year to 3 25 basis point hikes at sequential meetings. So it seemed to us to make obvious sense to moderate our rate hikes as we got closer to our destination. So the decision to consider not hiking in every meeting,
Oh, 2 days
and
ago,
ultimately
that's
to
right.
hold rates steady at this meeting, I would just say it's a
What did I have
continuation
yesterday, then?
of that process.
Yeah, I don't know
issue
who
that
you
we're
asked me. I
focused
don't know
on
what I
now
had
is
yesterday for
determining
lunch.
the extent of additional policy firming that may be appropriate to return inflation to 2% over time.
I'm not deleting stop stop, still believing you. What do you mean believe in me? There's nothing to believe in me for. The stop stop is no longer valid. Like, what do you mean believe in me?
We have come.
We didn't delete the
make
stop stop.
sense
We didn't
for
believe
rates
in
to
the
move
trade.
higher,
We
but at a more
deleted the stop
moderate
stop
pace.
because it was not
I want to stress one
valid
more
the
thing,
moment
and
it
that
closed
is
above the
that the
range.
committee
Not, there's no
decision
such thing
made
as
today was
believing or
only
not
about this
believing. Like,
meeting.
that shit
We
is
didn't make
real,
any
bro. What do you
decision
mean believing?
I
I believe in you,
forward,
Don. Trust
including
me.
what
The stocks are
happened
gonna
at
work
the next
out.
meeting,
Nah, man,
including
you're just
we did not
just,
decide or really
stubborn.
discuss anything about going to an every other meeting kind of
You're
an
just stubborn.
approach or really any other approach. We really were focused on what to do at this meeting.
There's no believing.
So there was no kind of
Well, if you
initial
believe in
debate
Don
about the
deleted,
possibility of
why
July,
don't you believe
any
that?
sense of
You only
the
believe, you have
initial
to believe.
support at
You
this
only
stage
believe
for that
Don
move?
halfway.
So again, we didn't make
That means
Why don't you
that means
believe?
he's
Why don't you
themselves.
believe his deletion then?
in the meeting from time to time, but really the focus was on what to do.
Your logic is flawed.
One, decision hasn't been made. Two, I do expect that it will be.
Oh, volume. That's Jerome. You guys hear Jerome still?
Thanks, Howard Schneider with Reuters. I was just wondering if you could help us understand the narrative here, because it feels like there's been a level shift in the dots. Stronger GDP, less of a hit to unemployment, slower progress on inflation, and I'm wondering, in this sort of, where's the disinflation coming from? The labor market's going to be stronger, it looks like. It's not coming from there. Demand's not coming down all that fast. According to GDP, you've doubled your estimate of GDP. So what's the narrative here? It seems like it's getting more immaculate rather than more messy.
So you're right that the data came in, I would say, consistent with, but on the high side of expectations. So, and if you go back to the former SEP, the last SEP, and you see that growth moved up. These are not huge moves, but growth estimates moved up a bit. Unemployment estimates moved down a bit. Inflation estimates moved up a bit. And, all three of those kind of point in the same direction, which is, that perhaps more restraint will be necessary than we had thought at the last meeting. So, although the level, frankly, is pretty, the level of 5.6 is pretty consistent if you think about it, where
5.6, where's that? Where's the level of 5.6?
Man, if they don't start speaking English.
the federal funds rate was trading really changed. The committee has consistently said and believed that the process of getting inflation down is going to be a gradual one. It's going to take some time. And I think you go back to the three-part framework for core PCE inflation, which is, we think, as good an indicator as you can have for where inflation is going forward. You start with goods. With goods, we need to see continued healing in supply conditions, supply-side conditions. They've definitely improved a substantial amount, but if you talk to people in business, they will say it's not back to where it was. So that's one thing, and that should enable goods prices to continue, goods inflation to continue to come down over time. In terms of housing services inflation, that's another big piece, and you are seeing there that new rents, new leases are coming in at low levels, and it's really a matter of time as that goes through the pipeline. In fact, I think any forecast that people are making right now about inflation coming down this year will contain a big dose of this year and next year will contain a good amount of disinflation from that source, and that's, again, probably going to come slower than we would expect. That leaves, the big sector, which is a little more than half, pardon me, of core PCE inflation. That's non-housing services, and we see only the earliest signs of disinflation there. It's a sector, it's a very broad and diverse sector. I would say in a number of the parts of that sector, the largest cost would be wage costs. It's the service sector, so it's heavily labor intensive, and I think many analysts would say that the key to getting inflation down there is to have a continuing loosening in labor market conditions, which we have seen. We have actually seen, I go through a number of indicators suggesting that there's been some loosening in labor market conditions. We need to see that continue. I would almost say that the conditions that we need to see in place to get inflation down
Is he real?
are coming into place, and that would be growth meaningful.
Hey Jerome, if you're real, let's see 1954 get tapped in the next 2 minutes.
This one, yo, is he the one that narrated Winnie the Pooh? Definitely narrated that book. I fell asleep 4 times.
It's coming to that time. You know the 1 hour here could still close below these ranges here and create a top for the previous 1 hour high and still flip bearish. Wow. That would be lovely. That would be very lovely.
Alright, that's not like AIJP.
This would be perfect. If this 1 hour count could close below 1951.682 here, next count comes out, creates a high for the previous 1 hour high, tapping like, what was this, 5.4? You flip bearish, we'll have sell stops on the 1 hour count instead in about 13 minutes. That's your prime
what's
time.
perfect? You know what else is perfect? Asian session on Wednesdays. Perfect.
Don't laugh, my bro. Trust me, buy is coming. No one's laughing. No one's not believing in you, man. You don't gotta fight for your life. If you think buys are happening, the buys are happening. No one's gonna say you're wrong. This is devious chat. You ain't gotta prove yourself to nobody, man. If you want buys, then take your buys and love the buys.
Word.
No one's gonna sit here and be like, hey, you're wrong. It's gonna go down. But no, this isn't the typical community, man. Don't worry.
Luke said that oxtail again. Y'all better stop teasing me with that goddamn oxtail. I'm starving Marvin right now. I eat 3 oxtails. I drink gravy right now. It's like a shake. I don't give a damn. It's oxtail gravy and protein. Aggro day tomorrow.
What's the day tomorrow? No, yeah, you have a shit ton of stuff tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's your crazy day. I think you have a better catalyst tomorrow, to be honest. You have a much better catalyst tomorrow.
Should be fun. Oh, look at this, the fucking 4 hours holding.
If this 1 hour closes strong bullish, it'll be interesting. But for the next 10 minutes, chat, who's with me? I'm asleep. Thanks, Wix. Thanks for the sesh. Hey, you sleep now. Don't hit us up saying, yo, I fell asleep and I missed the move.
No, we'll send you the screenshots. We'll post the screenshots.
Now is not the time to sleep. I am not going to lie to you.
One group picture.
I would not go to bed right now. If you waited on more for a setup and this is your time to sleep, this is not the time to sleep. This is the time to wake up, actually. If anything, you should have slept the whole morning and woke up now. Not now. So what's that drop? What you mean? Man, you lied to me. What's that did not drop?
Got it.
I'm from Melbourne. It's 4 a.m. here. Well, fuck it. It's almost 6 a.m. and that's the time I wake up, so you might as well stay up too. Come on, the DJ investor. Do you really want to be the real DJ investor? You gotta be up.
Nope.
I'm asking my manager what time is dropping. Let me just ask him. ETA.
Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Hey, yo, Don. What's up, man? What's up? Oh, wow. 1 hour candle.
This guy is still talking. Does he ever get dry mouth? What the fuck?
Sufficiently restrictive rate. And
Smells very
I think
open.
That means, almost by definition, that
He's
the,
like a
the
fucking
risks
ventriloquist. He's like,
sort of
monetary
overdoing it and
policy is going
underdoing
shit.
it are getting closer to being
Oh,
in
I'm
balance.
gonna go, bro.
I still think, and my colleagues agree, that the risks to inflation are to the upside still. So we don't think we're there.
Imagine him
with
having it
inflation
like your
because
dinner table
we're just
giving a
looking at
toast.
the data. And if you look at the
JP, we're 46 minutes in. Wrap it up.
The weekly count less bullish. We're gonna see Friday have a huge move up. The weekly, yeah. The weekly, yeah, because the weekly really, honestly, even though it's not above the range, this is the range overall, right? So we flip, yeah, we could come towards 1990 today, even for all I know. Because the weekly's starting to flip here. It didn't break the lows yet. Because that's what we're trying to figure out. That's why there's been a pause this week on direction, right? Because we don't know where I want to go yet. But if FOMC is moving the way we're moving and we come back into the ranges, like we should lead to a flip. And if we lead to a flip, we should lead to next target at 1990 again. Let's just see what this 1 hour does here in about a minute and a half. Or my bad, 6 minutes. We can't do much. How long you use this specific strategy? Like 3.5 years, 4 years almost. We've been streaming it ever since. We never changed our strategy on stream since 2020. Never have I ever. Never have I ever.
Change my strategy. Everybody drink. A banger. What? This is. It sounds like the interlude in like a Seinfeld episode. Ding 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 ding.
Wow, Jesus, not flip bearish, is it? Back into the range it goes. Holy.
Fire try.
Wow. Did the 1 hour create a top wick? No. That 4 hour has no bottom
John-
wick.
Don's just flipping charts like his burgers. You know, man. Like, yep.
Hey, that 4 has no bottom wick there. Interesting. What's that we're looking at? I want to wait for this 1 hour close, and then I'll just re-explain because everyone's lost in the sauce right now. Yeah, I'll wait for the 1 hour close and then we'll re-explain it, because it's gonna be key how this 1 hour closes and what it does next. This 1 hour close will determine where will determine where the direction for a day, but will determine what's gonna happen next on the next 1 hour count. Either range, or we continue down, or we continue back up, depending on how it closes, right? I told you to buy. Cool. Jerome would tell me to buy. I still won't buy. Jerome would tell me to sell. I still won't sell. If my analysis tells me to buy, I will buy. If the analysis tells me to sell, I will sell. If my analysis says wait, I will wait. Yo, chat, if y'all enjoyed the streams today, make sure to leave a like, sub to the channel. I appreciate us being here today. Almost at 65,000 subscribers. Look at all these stream hoppers though. 471 likes, chat. Let's get to 600 likes. We can easily get 1,000 likes again. Back to back 1,000 like streams for sure. Do you know? I don't know who that is, but no free promo. Chat mods, get them up. What are you gonna do for Asian? Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do for our next 1 hour count here. That's gonna close up in about a minute here. I want to redo this analysis because you have potential on this 3 p.m. candle. So now you want to lock it in, chat. It's time to lock it in here. Time to lock it in. Because look, actually, I'll just explain it in about 30 seconds here because I want to see how this 1 hour closes. All right. So, okay, cool. Perfect. So you have a 1 hour closure, right? The 1 hour candle closed bullish, respecting support. The 4 hour candle still overall bearish here. The 30, my bad. The 1 hour closed below, right? If you guys look at this, the 1 hour closed below this support here. This support going across from basically here on price. Oops, my bad. Support going across here, 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 and here, right? Strong resistance, strong support. So if the previous 1 hour candle has no top wick, right, and you close below here, as you come up and you create a top wick, or if you were to come up and create a top wick, then we'll have sell stops in the flip. But I'll need to see a top wick breaking above 54, right? You tap 54, we'll have sell stops, and we can anticipate this is going to happen to the candle. Because as you come up and tap 54 here, let's go ahead and put a line for just so we can drop down to a small time and see where it is. So let's drop down to the 5 here. You're gonna see in the 5. The 5 is gonna either give 1 a range 1 breakout, or 2 it's gonna break the highs and come back and close bearish below the resistance, because you do have a 5-minute closure here. So we can tap 54 on this 5 candle and then flip bearish at the same given time within the next 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Then there's a high chance you can have sell stops on the 1-hour candle on the break of the current candle lows at 1949.276 to drive down to fill the wick. Because overall, since you close below here, you're still in this range here. You're in the range right now from basically 1951 to 1939, right? So I'd love to see if we can create a talk for this candle and flip bearish, and then we'll have sells to fill the wick coming down towards 1939. Because the reason why I want to see you break the highs and flip is because 1, you need a liquidity wick, 2, you need a top wick, and 3, if you were to come up, break the highs at 1954 and you flip bearish, right, that would indicate that the 4 candle is not going to flip bullish. And the 4-hour candle, if you take a look at it, it has no bottom wick, right? But it has no bottom wick closing below the range though. So it can come back up, create a high, and still flip bearish. If it were to do that, the 1 hour will confirm the top wick, and you'll likely head back down to retest the lows. But that's why I want to see a top wick due to that reason. The last thing you want to do here is take a sell now. Next thing you know, this 4 candle flips bullish, and then once it flips bullish, it might just come up and re-break the highs and drive up towards 1967. So that's why a top wick is very, very key here. So I'd rather get that entry than no entry, obviously, right? Or my bad. I'd rather get no entry than take it at lower probability entry now because I want to take a trade, right? It's irrelevant. So we need that.
The 5 will give you the onion here too, or fake out.
Yeah, if I would break the highs and give you the onion, basically, yeah. So that's what I'm waiting for. And guess what? If price does drive down without a top wick, then that's what's gonna do. But tomorrow, I'll wait for the same thing. The next day, wait for the same thing. Tonight, wait for the same thing, right? We'll be here tomorrow as well, but I need that to happen for me to take a position here, and that's set in stone. There's nothing that could tell me take a buy here, take a sell here. Like I need this to align for me to take that position, right? That plan is set and done. Now we just gotta sit there and wait for that to form whenever it does form. It's a whole 1 hour count though, so it could play out at like 3:30, 3:15, 3:10, who knows. There's a possibility that we may not have to wait for that, but that's gonna be likely if we close below like 46 or something. So let's see what happens. Because if you close below 46, then that'd just be a range 1 fake out. Then you can just take that. Buy sells 54. Yeah, the thing is, like, if it breaks 54, it can drive with the 4 hour candle. It can drive all the way up towards 67. But that's the thing as well. We will take buys above 1960. Like, I'm not like, whatever happens in this range is irrelevant. Like, this is irrelevant to the analysis. Whatever is in this range is irrelevant. I can care less what happens. We can miss on 200 pips for all I know. But whatever's above here, we'll grab that piece. And we'll grab the pieces above here, right? We'll grab the pieces below here, grab pieces below here. But whatever's in this area, we can't really do much on. If you ever get high entry, would you break those rules? To be honest, no. Not really, no. Oh, why would I want to test that out?
Why not?
Delete sell stops? There's no sell stops. We had we deleted stops like an hour ago. There's no sell stops here, by the way, chat. Like, we have nothing here, nothing in my history, nothing on the stream replay, nothing. We deleted that like maybe like an hour ago almost, I think. An hour ago.
About a week ago.
About a week ago. Did Jerome finish? I don't know. Y'all ask his wife, bro. I don't know. That's a very odd question to ask, my friend. Where a stop loss? There is no positions, my brother. What time you calling it? I don't know. Probably like 4, I'll say. I'll be on for another 50 minutes. I think it was March FOMC when we had positions at 3:30.
We so positionless.
Nike clot fragment. I haven't been keeping up. Nike fragment. Trash. Absolutely dog water.
My dog drinks Fiji.
Unbelievable. No trading since Monday. Mr. Dill Mail. We actually had a trade yesterday for 28 pips in the channel at 11:45 a.m. Eastern. No, I don't think we even have a trade on stream. I don't think we had a trade on stream since like Friday, to be honest. Monday, what day is it? It's Wednesday? Yeah, Monday nothing, Tuesday nothing, Wednesday nothing. We had nothing since that day. We had 28 pips on what day was it? On yesterday though, after stream. It was just these positions here. This. About it. That's about it, my friend. You just you passed phase 1 just now? Oh shit, nice. So now you got 5% more to go to get phase 2. Arnie, what's going on, man? Is he on live or demo account? Chat will answer your questions for you.
Want to see a magic trick? He's asking for a friend. Leave him alone.
Definitely demo account. This is why we watch it.
Demovo. Demovo.
Hey, come on, Dai. Open a trade and close that BE so they can stop asking the chat moving too fast. It says live. This is live. I trade BlueberryMarkets live. Live account.
Get rid of the E.
Live. I don't trade live. I trade live. I just live.
Word. Live account.
Every time I come to the shoes, I feel like I learned something new. I learned to be more disciplined. Have no trades has done good for my discipline. Yeah, you learn more on these days than other days, right? Funded by his pocket funds. His pocket funds. That's a good funding company. Hey, we should write that down. Let's write next
Don's
funding
pockets.
company. His pocket funds.
Don's pocket funds.
That's a clever name, pocket funds. That's pretty clever. That's pretty clever.
Fair change FX. We fund all your spare change. Drug money funding.
What time entry?
Medical bills
I
FX.
don't know. In about like the next 15:30, something like that. I don't know. Like it really comes down to whenever price decides to create a top wick for previous 1 hour and flips bearish. If it doesn't do that, then in case no volume, we might be stuck in this range for the whole entire session, maybe. But I can't really do much here right now at all. Even if I was off stream, like there's nothing I can do here.
Yo, you fuckers better start laughing at my jokes or I'm gonna stop telling jokes. That's it. It's gonna be over for FOMC. I'll give you 5 minutes to think about it.
Ja.
Are they laughing? All right, fuck it. Perfect.
Oh my God, Wix, that was so funny. This is not...
You sound like a valley girl. Can we meet?
Oh, Wix, that was so funny. Oh my God, that shit
Can I
was
pick you up?
funny. That was funny as fuck. That was a knee slapper.
Funny.
That was a knee slapper. I'm a suburban dude.
Knee slapper. Your finishing move, the knee slapper.
What a knee slapper.
Like if you were in wrestling, that'd be your finishing move, the knee slapper.
Don't laugh to me because I now is this he respect in 30 time frame demand zone and it's time to buy. Brother, no one's gonna laugh because no one understands what you're trying to say. Don't laugh to me because I now is this he respect in 30-minute time frame demand zone and it's time to buy. Bruh, no one. Don't laugh to me because I now is this time he respect in 30-minute time frame demand zone and it's time to buy.
I
Hey,
just
man.
laughed mid-sentence.
Wait, what you laugh mid-sentence for?
It's
like, headshot got.
Stop.
So you're below the range. Looking for a closure above the range here.
Yeah, what? Twice.
And why you gotta laugh? He. Like you do ha. Like who the? He.
The hiccup at the end. He wasn't gonna be like ha ha ha. Snort. What you gonna do for that one? Ha ha ha. Snort.
Wow.
2 snorts.
Is that it?
Word. Nobody ever types ha 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 oink. Meanwhile, they're like, why nobody ever write that? I know you'd be snorting all the time. Next time somebody says something funny, just oink them. Word. Word. LOL. Oink oink. What?
Is this a funded account? Which prop firm? No funded. This is a live Blueberry Markets account. Is there any way you can sign up under your IB? Yeah, actually. Link in the bio. If you want to. You don't have to. No pressure. Now, if you're seeing 1% for 30 pips stop loss and TP at 10 pips, you're only making 0.3, but a trade went and drawdown, you'd be risking 0.75 if it hits stop loss, right? I guess so. That's if the trade is what you just said. Yeah, you did math for me. Yeah. This 1 hour is coming down here, chat. The 1 hour is coming down here. You didn't break the highs, but I guess that top wick was enough for it to drive down from here. Now, could we see us possibly drive further down here? Let's see how this 5 closes here. What level is the higher wicks? I think it's time to lock it in here because we're getting close to our closures and levels here. I got level at 44.71. But I'm interested to see what happens below 46.740 because the 1 hour rate drove down. So if you close below there, is that enough for us to drive further down?
So I have 44.5 and I have 48.5.
48, which at that. Oh, most recent.
48.5, yeah.
You don't have 46 or something like that, like in this resistancer?
No, because it's see all these. It's just these ranges here. You like zoom in on them. This whole area that you're coming into on the 5. Well, yeah. Just look. Go to the 5.
Yeah.
Oh, you're upside down. I'm like, what? This whole area right here. There, right there. I don't want to trade it because it's just wicks up and down, right? It's not like clean candles up, clean candle down, just wicks up and down here. A lot of, there's 2 straight candles in there for 2 straight doji candles in there.
Yeah, I mean the 4 candle just respected. So like, is this 4 candle just gonna continue pushing down here?
What typically, remember we talked about this. What typically happens in ranges like this is just going to drive through it here without giving us a closure. And if it gives a closure, I'm not going to trade it. But once it drives through there, we can either trade it below, or if it pulls up and then it comes back into this range, now it drove through it. Now we can trade it. Right. So if it does come, oh, all right, fine. Fine.
Go draw it.
But yeah, if it does come through here, come through this area. Right, I'm gonna wait for it to either pull back up, right, come back up here and close bearish here again at this area. There we go, that would have been better. It's an ugly candle. Here, stop moving the charts. Watch, it's gonna drive through this area and fill it completely. That's what typically happens. Once it fills it completely, now if we come back up, right? That's our only trade. If it does that, but now you could fill this range, right?
Yeah.
Because now we've created a low, and if you have clean candles up and then clean candles back down, you can fill this range on any closure here. On any bearish closure, you can continue down. Or you just get a closure right here below, and then you continue down.
Yeah, anything below 30 now is off rip anyways. Anything below 39 is straight down towards 32.
I have a level here on the 5 I told you, the 44.4.
Yeah.
What do you have? Oh yeah, 44.7. So basically the same level.
Yeah, I mean that'll be a 5th and 3rd closure too. I mean the third man account breaks the lows or closes below the range here. I ain't tripping. We can just take the sells below on the 3rd man account and close anyways, because they'll just fill the range plus continue down towards 32 probably.
Yeah, look at the 15 here as well.
Because the 4 account and the 1 are just bearish, right? And if it were to flip on the 4 account, it would have flipped up here already at 51, but it rejected. So Yeah.
You see the 15 every single time it's closed below here, it is driven through here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go back.
This is a 15.
Right here. Oh, you're just zoomed out. But once it enters this range, it drives through the last 3 times. This is your advantage point. That advantage point, that's 20 pips. This little range, right? This small ass range right here, this is 20 pips. Once you get a closure below here, you fill that for 20 pips.
That's 20?
That's 20, this little range
Oh,
right
wow,
here.
that's 20, yeah.
20 pips, that's your advantage point. And then you have the rest of the range for 40, 50, right? The rest of this wick. So you have to realize the range that you can play here.
Trying to see some. Yep. Wow, below the 44, you have range to like 35.
It's massive, yeah. It
It's-
doesn't
I'm
look big.
pretty
but
sure this
you
is the
have
resistance too, right? Oh yeah, we're mirroring that whole entire push to be close below. Whole entire range. Yeah, it's pretty. It's like a 100 pip range. Doesn't look that big, but it's pretty. It's like a 70 pip range.
Yeah, it's a big range. You could tell by that previous drive we had down, which was a 200 pip candle, right?
Yeah.
So if we just get a closure below here, we could easily wait for 20 pips for advantage point, break even, and then the rest is house money.
Coming shortly. I believe this 5 is gonna close bullish though, and the next 5 is gonna come back up and retest like 46, 47, and that'll be a 30-minute closure for the WAP or something for the onion. And then if the next 30 creates a top wick, you can just take it off that. That kind of drop down, right? Because then all that's really happening here, chat, is like you have this resistance here, you have the support, and if you close like bearish at resistance here like this, right? The way and you leave a wick fill, next count will like for a top wick and just drop down like this, and that'll be your sell stop that you'll have. So it doesn't necessarily have to close below 44. It can close like this, but it needs to form a top wick. If it does close like that. If it closes below like this and with no my bad. If it closes below 44, we might not need that. We may not need that steep of a top wick, and then we can just enter off the rip as it closes below. But if it does pull back, we'll have bigger range, and you need a top wick, and then we'll be in there to drop down.
Ah, the infamous onion wop.
Yeah, the onion wop. It's famous. But yeah, 5 minutes for potential. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. You also have a 15 and 32. This is perfect. So hang on tight, chat. You may get positions here shortly, all right? Pretty sure this is the answer. They're just answering questions now, right? Speech is almost done.
Short
You
positions
have
shortly.
directions here. What's the website? There should be in the next 5 minutes. Should be here in about 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure. They're saying like, is there anything that's ready on your end and we're ready to release? So in about like 1 minute this position, maybe get the buy side might just release right then. Oh, the website's finally coming. It's coming to live chat finally. After 7-8 months, strong delays, we finally have a closure below the range. Do you know any profiteers which only trades US 30 on market open? You can be that profiteer that only trades the US 30 open. Drawing your strategy is pretty great, and you know your losses are a little big. You can have more winning trades and more pips at the end of the day, meaning you're profitable. Even though your losses are a little big, you have more winning trades and more pips at the end of the day. and invites for huge stop loss trades. I mean, we don't decide, we don't want it stop loss. It's there to protect our account. It's just there until the trade's invalid. How often do we hit stops? Like on average of every 10 trades, right? So, I mean, I've been there though. Like, trust me, this strategy wouldn't be where it was when back then when I used to have like a stop loss of like 5 to 10 pips. Like I used to have that. I was looking at my old spreadsheets. It'll be like 5 pip stops, 10 pip stops, 15 pip stops, but there'll be like 25 stops in a month. We just add up to the same amount of stops, and it fucks with your psychology, right? Because you're like that trade there, like you're using a very aggressive stop, so it's a little different now. But I think later on down the road, if anything, our stops are gonna be based more on like closures than just kind of highs and lows or zone highs and lows. So like right now we're using the pure zones, right? So right now, if you were to enter this trade, our stop would likely be above this high. Why? Or my bad, not above that high, above like this high. Why? Because if price were to break this high, this trade's invalid, right? But like next year or the next 2 years, I'll say, if this is your resistance here and price closes above this range here, like this, that's when we'll manage risk. But we wouldn't just put a stop there above that high. Just like we'll have a stop for protection, but we'll have a hard stop the moment it closes below or above the range. Does that make sense? So that's the direction that I'm pushing towards for my strategy, to be honest. In the next 2 years, we should be at that point, because it's just more valid than having a count high or count low or pure zone high or zone low without closing above or below, right?
But I feel like with optimizing stops, you're also optimizing positions. So I think our entries are going to be better also.
Yeah.
I think by next year, better entries, better stops. It works hand in hand.
No, he's not criticizing the strategy. Like he's asking a genuine question, right? And I don't find it as anything, right? He's just asking a question. No, like don't get me wrong, it's a little different from how you see a lot of our traders trade. But I've worked toward, like we work to make the strategy as you know, logical as possible, and we're gonna continue to build onto that.
You get some entries soon.
Yep. Look at that 5 closure below too. Wow.
Yeah, everything's going below. You gonna wait for top wick?
No, off rip. Off rip if you close below here.
Shouldn't have said that.
Now it's gonna push down no bottom wick.
Who just entered?
It's gonna push down no bottom wick. So be it. Knowing us, probably will close no bottom wick, to be honest. Jerome, if you're watching this, close no bottom wick. If you're not, then great.
Me JP watches our streams. Who knew?
That'll be off rip chat for me.
Unless no bottom wick.
Yeah, no bottom wick, then obviously no. Can't. If you could trace up to 44.381, that'd be perfect.
But then again, this is the 30 also closing here.
Yes, it is.
That's a big reason why you need a bottom wick here.
5,
Time frame.
4.
Do we? I got a bottom wick.
Let's see. Sell stops in the breakout low chat at 1945.51.
Like 45? What?
My bad. 1943.51. I'm tripping. 43.51 is my sell stop, which is gonna get activated very shortly here.
Like right there.
Oops. Reactivate? Nope. Almost activated. Got stop here, chat. So 30-minute close below the range here, 15 close below the range here. Stops on breaking the lows here basically, and once you break the lows, we should be in there, and target is gonna be like 1932. Stops gonna be above like 1953.371. That's what we got here. All right, but this is based off a 30-minute close. We might get slipped, potentially get slipped. And we have a pretty good advantage point, to be honest, at the 1930, yeah, like the wick fill probably on the 1 hour at 1940.316 is gonna be our stops and profit. All right.
Like 40 pips, yeah.
Yeah. If we don't break the lows, we don't get activated, we'll just delete the sell stops and wait for like a closure below on the 5 or something. But I'll prefer if this 5 can just flip and break the lows, right?
Fix the signal.
Oh yeah, I gotta fix it. It's 43. Why did I say 45? 1943.51. There we go. So sell stops here, chat. No market execution. Sell stops on the breakout lows. All right. It's the break of this low. It's also the break of the previous count low as well. It's a break of all these lows in the 1530. That's why it is. It's a nice closure though.
Nice opening here too.
Yeah. Should drop down to at least like 4.2 and then 40 just so you get filled as well. Should be pretty decent here, ain't gonna lie. Okay, there's a top wick. Can you reflip bearish here? Yeah, I was gonna market execute, but if you create a top wick first, might as well just put on the breakout lows, right? This trade here, chat is gonna be just pretty straightforward. It's gonna be a breakout flip on the 1 hour. My bad, 30. So 78 plus, my bad, not the flip, current higher low. So 79 plus 78 plus 76. That's like a 77, 78% win rate. It's not too bad on this trade setup. Obviously June 86, and then obviously NY still, I guess, was 77. So it's up there. In this channel, yeah, 30 minute 71 flip is, or current higher low is 75 and breakout's 83. So it's up there. Are you in, Don? No, it's everything I did was on stream, right? I'm not in yet. I should be in if we flip here. Do you care about volume? Well, if there was no volume, this 30 minute candle wouldn't close below the range, right? You said off rip? Yeah, but then we decided to have a sell stop. What do you mean? The center channel got a sell stop too. They didn't get off the rip. Where's your stops? If you get activated, stops gonna be above the highs here. 5.3 point something. Chat, this 5 minute candle closes bullish here. Yeah. Oh wait, no top wick. Still valid here. Gonna leave them still. Could still break the lows. With the 15 and 30. Still in there. Now, if I'll say if the 15 or if the 15 closes bullish or the next 5 closes bullish above 1946 here, then yeah, at that point I'll look to delete, right? Because the whole idea is you reflip and you continue to drive down. Do you show it when you open a trade clearly? Yes, brother. It says a sell stop here. What more can I show? It says sell stops. If you look at our whole entire spreadsheet on stream, it shows every single position we've been taking throughout the last 2 years on stream with the timestamp, with the link, with the results. No other streamer does that, right? So yeah, no, we show all of that here. We got stats for it, everything. Everything is all done on live streams. You can't fake a live stream. The website. Let me see. Let me see. It's up. Where'd Wix go? Chat, you know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna delete sell stops. And we're gonna wait for a closure below 1942.98.
Damn it.
I don't gotta do with anything, you know. I'm just Jerome's buddy. And if it drives later, oh my god, Don, like, brother. No, I'm out. don't praise me if it drives, you know. It's not my position. It's none of my business. No, we deleted stops though, chat. I want to see if this 5 can close below here, because I'm afraid this 5 can come down, tap this, because you see how the 5 clear. If this thing would have drive, would have drove on this candle, right? But if this thing closed bullish here, it means that we have found support at 94.3. Now I'll prefer we can just close below for volume, or we might see a retracement, and just come back into the ranges here. But I'd rather just see a closure below now. That's just that's what makes the most sense here, right? Again, we're trading with the highest probabilities as we can, and in this case, it just makes more sense to wait for a closure below once this 5 closed bullish here. I wasn't going to close initially because the 5 had no top wick, but again, even if this candle closed bearish, I would just delete it anyways, right? Because it can come down, tap the support, and then after you tap the support, you can just start to range here or whatever.
Here's the thing, it would have to close this next candle, this 5, it would have to show a clear respect of that support. So it's either going to break this previous 5 high and continue up, or it's going to close bullish here at support. But probability dictates it's going to break the support. Right now, probability is on your side. So if you entered the trade, probability still dictates that it's going to come down here.
Or just close there at break even.
Yeah, or you could close here at break even. But overall, the higher time frame dictates that you should come down here and retest the low at 39. It might not happen, not 100%, but probability dictates. So
yeah. What would these people do if you decided to stop streaming? It'll be fine. The whole point is for me to give enough value out so that when I do stop streaming, there'll be others that will stream and that will take over the DVS industry, right? But I'm not gonna stop streaming anytime soon, so don't worry. I'll be here for a very long time. My goal is to have a hedge fund, and in that hedge fund, it's just full of DVS traders from the community that we built up from ground up, you know, like we built them up. So that, like, I don't want to hire any randoms. I want to have people in Devious. So that's why I try so hard to give enough value so that people can learn with me, and then we could, you know, take over the industry. Please don't Raja. What does that mean? Raja's a great guy, man. He's nice. He's nice. He's nice. I talk to him a lot. He's nice. It's just the internet. The internet be crazy. The Raja on the internet be a little crazy, not gonna lie. But the Raja on the phone when I call him, he's a very nice guy. You know, he's a very nice guy. But on the internet, oh nah, yo, don't mess with him on the internet. It's crazy. It's crazy. Cause one day I was on the phone with him. Next day he was talking shit. Next day on stream, like, what? What do you mean?
Why you say fuck me for?
Why you say fuck me for? I thought we were cool. Yeah, I don't want no beef with no traders, man. None at all. Just there's no point. It's useless. The only beef I want is Wix, cause if me and Wix start beef, well, we're gonna blow up.
I got something to gain from the beef.
Yeah, I think we're might be done for a day here. Is the website up? Come on. I want to stay to the website's up, but these guys aren't replying.
Gatekeeping the website from Don. Everybody got access by now except you.
Is it refresh? Nope. Don't tell me the West developer fell asleep, man. Come on.
Thank God for the sleepy developers.
You're the only one not allowed to enter? What you mean? You know what it is? Chat. Let me hide my URL. Let me show you guys a preview of the website, okay? Because you guys don't believe me. Hold on. Hey, it won't work. Hold on. Let me do the safe way. Hold on. It's coming. Okay. All right, this is the website. Now, this is the website. So if you're on the website, you click on a homepage. They're for free, right? And when you learn for free, you click on learn for free. It takes you down to here. Click on learn for free one more time. Takes you down to the free course. You click on the free course, you have a whole tracking progress. There's 34 modules that you gotta complete. And basically, all you gotta do is complete it, click yes, next, on to the next one. Check, you're done. Read all of this, check, on to the next, you're done. Ooh, I'm excited. Now, where is the developers I can drop it for you guys? Because it's basically done. The signal for self delete keep my phone like 5 minutes late almost. It's because you have your PC running still and you gotta turn that feature off. If you just have a phone that's signed in, you won't get delays. It's automatic. What's the name of the developer? He wants to jump him? Yeah, no, but no, yo, make sure you sign out though, because like you don't want delays, right? Obviously, but don't worry. Once the app comes out, there'll be no delays. And honestly, I can't fix that because it's a Discord thing, and I can't go to Telegram because on Telegram they could steal signals. They could copy and paste it and put it under a server, and I've done that before. And I don't want to do that again. On Discord, it's a little harder because there's a lot of things you gotta go through on the Discord in order to get the signals in the first place. There's roles gotta be added to. There's channel permissions, this and that, right? So it's harder to copy and paste onto a different server. But back then, they literally used to sell my signals for like $5. I'm like, what? That's disrespectful. $5 only? Damn. But yeah.
Yeah. That's disrespectful.
Man, I wanna hop off, but I wanna stay to the release here.
The re-release.
I don't know, man. These guys, I'm honestly just gonna not work with them again, to be honest.
No, don't do it.
It's a nice website, but to be honest, if I'm being honest, like I literally gave them the whole blueprint on how to make the website. Like these guys, when I gave them the idea, it was kind of like whatever. It wasn't what I wanted, so I had to literally write from start to finish what I wanted. I had to include the exact font I wanted, the exact colors I wanted, the exact style that I wanted for the website. Like I had to send them the themes and everything, right? And then they made it. It was rough at the start though. It was very rough.
So at this point, you're on GJ. That's how depressed you are about the site. I can tell.
I want to hop off, but like did I just stay until the website drops?
Yes.
We can't really do much. Here's the microphone arm stable as fuck. Yeah, I can put this up here. It'll move up towards there. It's very stable for sure. Big move, brother. You changed my life. I'll tell you this often. Many more ideas yet to come from you. I know it. Oh yeah, shit ton of ideas. I'm not even aware. Like, there's so much shit that I gotta give back to the community that we haven't done yet. All the software is gonna be working on, the things that we're working on after this website is out and done with all the way. You know, like after July, after I take my mini vacation in July, we're coming back in July to December, just pure grinding on that new software, and then we're gonna come up with that software for you guys. It's a cool training software too, so that's what the next plan is. Project is. I just want to get this website and in person out the way first, and should be lit. Card giveaway. Yeah, one day. Trade update, please. No trades. What levers do you use? 1 to 100. 1 to 1. 1 to 100. We launch us tomorrow morning. Nah, we'll get launched tonight. I'm just waiting for these guys to confirm it. Not much. I think train's done for today, though, chat.
Just need some liquidity here.
Yeah.
You know when there's liquidity though? 8 p.m. during Asian session. Some liquidity grabs.
I'm out, guys. Take care. Use protection. Peace out. Yeah, I'll probably be on. Yo, fuck it. I'm just gonna. These guys aren't online right now, to be honest. So I think I'm just gonna.
Damn, they
hop
fell
off.
asleep.
Like, they just texted like 20 minutes ago. I don't know why they just, dipped off. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna update the website on the my Instagram and drop the link there when it's out. But it should be up today. Before the end of the day for sure. Hey, I said the 14. The 14 is still alive here, So, whenever, like maybe during the next, hour, I don't know. Whenever these guys wake up, but it's done. I just gotta press release, but it's on their end to press the release. It's not up to me. I don't have access to that stuff, right? So, but don't worry.
That's locked out again.
Yeah, y'all will get in. I'm gonna catch y'all later though. Have a good day. Catch you guys later. We had 2 sell stops that did not get activated.
Back to Vegas.
Yeah. I'm gonna catch y'all later at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay,
I
chat.
knew I should have went fencing.
Love you guys, man. I know nothing happened. I mean, like there's nothing we could have caught really, aside from that one sell stop.
Fencing for this.
Blessings to all. Yeah, catch you guys tomorrow morning. Okay, 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Random.
Later, guys. Later, everybody. Later, everybody. Wait. If y'all start trading, make sure. Why'd you come back too? If y'all start trading, make sure.
Nuh-uh, you better end it now.
Make sure you have protection. Make sure you have a stop loss. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace out. Tomorrow, chat, we'll be on live 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully the website drops by the morning. Peace. Thought FOMC will have a turn straight move. Well, it did move like 130, right? It wasn't too bad. No, not much of a difference. Just 70 pip difference,
I just spent 100.